Hey everyone, Cowbunger here. We're back with another tier list video, and today we are going to be looking at every single trailer for Smash Brothers. It's not just going to be some character trailers, we're also just going to look at general reveal trailers because it didn't all start off with a bunch of characters and that's it. There are some times where it deviates and we just get some general trailers about Smash, and I would say that those trailers affected me just as much as the character trailers. So, shout out, of course, to the person who made this tier list. It is Lumdrek. I hope I'm saying that right. Out of all the tier lists I've seen, this is the one that I think I like the most. There are so many of these, but this overall just gets what I think I want to cover here today. We're not going to be watching the trailers, generally just because, number one, I am afraid of Nintendo copyright striking me for like music or stuff like that and showing footage. But also, I just feel like you guys have all watched these trailers, right? There's no way you haven't as a platform fighting game fan. So I figured there's no need to go back and watch these trailers, and therefore I'm going to try and keep my stuff brief as well, but this is going to be a more opinionated tier list. It's not going to be like the last time where I try and be objective about it. This is just my thoughts, how I felt when these trailers came out at the time, and then maybe after that I could explain more how I feel about them now in retrospect, but it should be a lot of fun. I'm not going to show this screen to you the whole time while I'm talking about stuff. I will supplement you with some gameplay here, so yeah. That being said though, let's get into our first trailer here, which is Mega Man's trailer. Um, I feel like this is a great start for us because the Mega Man trailer probably be cited as the beginning of the hype train, right? Um, it is the beginning of these, I guess, these trailers that everybody knows and loves now. Before that, there were like character reveal trailers, but nothing to the scale of like the Mega Man trailer. And Mega Man, he's a very big deal, right? Uh, Mainly because unlike Villager, who was revealed before Mega Man got his own little thing, set Challenger approaching and everything, which was super duper hype. Um, to me, when I first saw the trailer, I'd have to say, oof, I'm not gonna say it's not quite at this reaction, but I feel like it's definitely right at the very top here. The main thing that made me hype for Mega Man was the music. I knew about Mega Man, but I never really played any Mega Man games before. But I knew it was just a big deal to have him in the game along with Mario and Sonic, even though Sonic wasn't confirmed at the time, but we all figured it was going to happen. I am not going to exaggerate when I say that I watched Mega Man's trailer hundreds of times just to listen to the Wily's Castle remix in the background. That's how excited I was to see it. So yeah, I would say, with that all being said, that's where he's going to be, right at the top of hype. I don't think anything is going to really top him, but we'll see as we go through, I guess. The next character we got down here is Joker. I gotta be honest, Joker, I wasn't that excited for, so I'm gonna put him here and then I'll explain my reasoning. Joker, he's a cool character, right? But at the time, I didn't know who he was. I kinda, after the fact, researched and saw that he was from Persona, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know what Persona is. I did watch my brothers play it. Persona 4, that is. And I didn't even really know that Persona 5 was even a thing. Joker being in the game, to me, it wasn't anything crazy. I also just, it doesn't really help that like his trailer was a bit weird. Like, it was revealed in the, what is it, the Game Awards, which is something different, something new that's never happened before. But the big thing about the trailer was that there was no gameplay in it. So I couldn't, even give my thoughts about the character outside of what was shown. And what was shown was just okay to me. I was like, oh, cool. I don't know who this is, but I think they're going to be a cool character. They got it, like, the cinematic was cool. It had a lot of style to it, so I was pretty just optimistic about it overall, but didn't really do anything for me. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna place them. Next up here, we have got Rosalina and Luma. I actually thought that this was a cool reveal, so I'm gonna put them right in the middle there. Main reason why I was more hyped for Rosalina and Luma than Joker is just, number one, I know who Rosalina and Luma are. Number two is actually because of the gimmick that Rosalina has, where she kind of puppets Luma around. I thought that was a really cool idea, just because even before, like, we haven't really had a puppet character in Smash before. In a way, Ice Climbers was, but not really, because the CPU just kind of does the same thing you do, stays as close to you as possible, and there are very rare times where you could desync and have them do different things from your character. I thought it was cool overall. I'm glad that Rosalina got the representation, and actually, I never talked about, like, the cinematic that came before the reveal. It was really cool, like, having Kirby on Rainbow Road. That's like a fever dream type of thing, to have Kirby in Mario Kart, or just the idea of like a Kirby Air Ride sequel happening all of a sudden was kind of crazy. But then they revealed Rosalina and Luma. That was a bit underwhelming, but I still thought that Rosalina and Luma were a decent choice. I feel like at the time they were starting to get into everything, right? Like, it kind of started with like Mario Kart Wii, and then it just spiraled from there. Their other like major appearance was Super Mario 3D Land? No, World. Super Mario 3D World as a playable character. So, and a secret one at that. So, Rosalina and Luma were, I think at this time, Nintendo was recognizing how popular this character could be, and they took advantage, and Rosalina and Luma, I think, ended up being a pretty cool character. So, yeah. Next up, we have Banjo and Kazooie. Oh my gosh. It's going straight up to the top here. And the reason why Banjo and Kazooie are at the top is because I personally wanted Banjo and Kazooie to be in Smash Brothers probably ever since Melee. They were like the one character that I just didn't get for a very long time, and they were the character where it's like, I know this is possible and it needs to happen type of thing. There's still some characters that I was like, oh, it'd be cool if they were in, but I don't see them ever getting in. But Banjo-Kazooie is not one of them. They were just the character that I wanted and I knew could absolutely get into the game. So it was really cool when they were finally revealed. The trailer starts off as like a King K Rool ripoff almost. Ripoff of his trailer. But K Rool is also in there. And, I immediately thought, oh, this is just going to be like another Donkey Kong character then. But then I saw the Jigsaw. I saw the Jiggy. And I've never felt anything like this before in my life, but it felt like my heart almost just like stopped beating in that moment. Like, I was just, I don't know. Again, it's hard to describe exactly what kind of shock that even was, but that shock quickly just turned into like anticipation to see Banjo and Kazooie finally in a game in general. but to just like see them in HD and then see them in Smash, like, oh my gosh, dude. And of course, as I'm waiting for this to happen, Duck Hunt Dog appears on the screen instead of Banjo Kazooie, and that just builds the anticipation even more. And yeah, then he falls down from the sky. You see him in HD. Oh my goodness, he looks beautiful. Both of them look beautiful. And then you see the gameplay, and yeah, I got emotional seeing Banjo and Kazooie in a Smash Brothers game. I didn't really like super duper freak out over this because again, I believed in my heart that like Banjo Kazooie were absolutely going to be DLC characters once that Fire Pass was announced. I wasn't expecting it to happen when it did. I thought they were definitely just going to be like the last characters in the pass. But, you know, it was E3 time. They revealed them, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was extremely hype. Extremely hype. And I think Banjo Kazooie is right in the place that he deserves to be in. So, with that, let's get into the next characters, which right now is Hero. Hero is a very interesting one. I played Dragon Quest. Overall, though, I didn't feel too much hype for this one. By this time, I was much more like knowledgeable about video game stuff and more things outside of just like Nintendo or shooters, I guess. Those are the main things that I played. So I'm gonna say that still though, this really didn't affect me too much. I didn't think the trailer was as crazy as Joker's, so that's why I'm gonna put him below Joker. Yeah, to me, Hero's just like, oh cool, this character's here and they deserve to be here, and that's cool. No other thoughts. So with that being said, let's go straight into the next one, which you see in the thumbnail, it's Snake, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually just gonna make this the Brawl reveal trailer altogether, not just Snake. Not only was Snake revealed in this trailer, but Meta Knight was, Pit was, Zero Suit Samus, Wario. I would say Meta Knight and Wario for me were like the huge, like, oh my goodness, finally they're in the game type characters. I think overall, putting all the characters together and just putting the trailer's quality in general and seeing what was all there, I thought that at the time this was super duper cool, and I'd probably put it above Banjo Kazooie, yeah. Just because, again, when this trailer came out, I was starting to get into like my Smash Brothers craze. Like, I was really starting to like Super Smash Brothers in general. And I would say it's pretty fair to put this above Banjo Kazooie just because this is the first time we were introduced to like these crazy graphics at the time, these like hyper realistic graphics on the Wii, which, you know, looking back on is funny now. But not only that, but we got the final smashes and then the 5 newcomers. And I wouldn't say Snake was the most impactful one for me. But Snake, I didn't know who he was actually, and I thought it was decently cool that he was in there. I felt like he was out of place, right? And I bet a lot of people thought that too, right? That Snake is a bit out of place in this game, but with the realistic art style, it helped, I guess. So yeah, that's where we're gonna put this trailer for now. Up next here is Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. is a very interesting case. Just because at the time I was in the know about the leaks, right? And I didn't think they were even real back then, but then I was searching up like Japanese streams of the game because it came out early there, and I saw that those leaks were real. So when these characters started getting trailers all of a sudden after the game released, I'm like, well, that's cool, but I knew they were in the game long before the trailers even came out. And they were just unlockable characters in general. So them having trailers of their own was cool and all, but it was weird. Like, it didn't fit with how the rest of the trailers were handled. I feel like if they introduced them before the game came out, then it would have been pretty cool, but yeah. Next up, we've got the Sonic trailer from Brawl. So Sonic's reveal trailer, for me, was definitely up here in the S tier category here because, again, at the time, just thinking about Sonic being in the game was just like, oh my goodness, that was a dream, but it really happened. And as a kid, I was freaking out because Sonic's like my favorite video game character ever. And when I got to play him in Subspace Emissary, I was just so happy. But seeing this trailer and just all of a sudden seeing him pop up in general in the Smash Dojo was very, very insane, man. It was so insane. Again, this is where the dreams really started happening. Like with Snake, sure, he's a third party, but nah. Sonic, when he got a reveal trailer, I was like, wow. You know, like I get to do Mario vs. Sonic. And that was sweet. So yeah. I say overall, tier list is shaping out pretty good so far. Let's keep it going. And let us talk about Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer got revealed during E3, I believe. And like in a completely separate trailer in some kind of like, I don't know, in some kind of like conference thing. So she just appeared out of nowhere shortly after the game was revealed. And I must say her trailer is very funny. And I actually thought she's one of the cooler additions in the game. Just because it makes perfect sense. You wouldn't think about Wii Fit Trainer being in Smash, but it makes perfect sense. You know, Wii Fit was one of the best-selling Wii games of all time, and doing yoga poses and stuff, it's like, man, how clever is that? So I would say Wii Fit Trainer definitely deserves the spot that she's in. Going straight into the next one, we got Palutena. Her trailer is so good. So I think I'm going to put it up here. Having just like this anime sequence between Link and Pit is so cool. And then her revealing herself and putting things into her own hands was awesome. And then her having like the custom moves in Smash 4, making that her thing, where all of her custom moves are actually completely different moves. That's cool, man. Palutena was a very cool character in Smash 4, I felt like. And they got rid of a lot of stuff of hers from Ultimate just because, you know, the custom moves weren't there. But they should have carried it over. It just made a lot of sense for her to have this huge arsenal, right? Kind of like, I mean, the Mii's still have all their moves, so I don't know why Palutena doesn't anymore, but I guess that's besides the point. Palutena's trailer was very sick, and I was glad to see her in the game. We needed more females in Smash, so getting all these 3 females in here so far in the Smash 4 era was very good. Next up is Robin. Robin, man. Robin. I would definitely say that for me, he was just the okay Fire Emblem character, even though it was absolutely cool that he was not your typical Fire Emblem character. Like, he was a bit of a mage and had air smash attacks and all that fun stuff. I was just like, meh, right? Like, you can only do so much cool stuff with Fire Emblem characters at times, just because the games that they come from is a turn-based strategy. They kind of just do a lot of the same animations and stuff over and over again. I would still say I was excited more for Robin than any other Fire Emblem character that's ever come before him, I guess. So I guess that's saying something. Next up here is Little Mac. Little Mac's trailer was extremely cool. I liked his trailer a lot. The art style for his trailer was very clean, very interesting, fit with Punch Out perfectly. You knew straight away that it was going to be Little Mac, so there wasn't, any huge surprise there, but Little Mac was just one of those characters that really, really needed to be in Smash. Like, he wasn't an assist trophy in Brawl, but a lot of people felt like he definitely deserved the push after Punch Out got that reboot game on the Wii. His trailer, man, it's so good with Doc Lewis talking in the background, telling us about, Little Mac's strengths and all that good stuff. I think Little Mac, whoa, man. I want to put him above Palutena just because myself, I wanted Little Mac to be in the game more than Palutena, so I was very glad to see Little Mac when he was revealed. So yeah, this is going to be the placement for him right here. And next up on the list, we have Greninja. I feel like Greninja, the main thing about his trailer was that it not only showed him off, but it also showed Charizard off. I might as well just say that Charizard being in the game by himself was a bit disappointing. So I just kind of put him in. Okay. It's cool that Charizard's in there at least. If they were going to pick one of them, of course it was going to be Charizard. He's the most popular one after all. I liked Ivysaur more though, so that was sad. Then Greninja shows up, and everybody thinks it's going to be Mewtwo. I thought it was going to be Mewtwo, and then I saw Greninja, and I think at the time I didn't even really know who Greninja was. I bought X and Y, but I did not pick Greninja as my starter. I picked, who was it at the time? Oh, I'm forgetting. It's like Delphox, right? I picked Delphox as my starter because I always pick the fire starters, so I didn't even know who Greninja was. I kind of just said, oh, okay. Another ninja character. It felt a little bit weird because Sheik kind of has that archetype filled out pretty dang well. Greninja was still cool though, I guess. So yeah, I guess this is where we're gonna put Greninja for now. Next up here is Pac-Man. Pac-Man is a big one. Pac-Man, I feel like he really he was just, after Mega Man was revealed, everybody was like, okay, if you can get Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, Pac-Man all in the same game, that is basically 4 of gaming's biggest icons all together all at once. And Pac-Man's reveal trailer just kind of happened out of nowhere. It happened again at some random event. It wasn't even like an E3 type of thing. It just sort of happened, I think, at some gaming event. People got to see it within the venue, which again, they were the first ones to see it. That's cool and all. But I woke up and all of a sudden I was seeing Pac-Man's in Smash. So I kind of got spoiled beforehand before I even saw the trailer that Pac-Man was in. But I thought Pac-Man's gameplay was really cool. I think him being in the game in general was cool. Like when I saw that Pac-Man was in Smash, I'm like, no way, I gotta see this trailer. So even though the trailer really didn't get me hyped necessarily, it was more just all of a sudden knowing that Pac-Man was in Smash. The trailer itself was still very, very good at showing off what Pac-Man can do. Certainly he had a much more creative moveset than I thought he was going to have, so Sakurai did a good job with Pac-Man. But yeah, this is where we're putting him, right above Wii Fit Trainer. Next up, we've got Shulk. Shulk, he certainly is something, isn't he? I, again, was starting to smarten up a little bit about video games at this time, and again, I think Shulk got leaked before his reveal trailer, so that's one of the reasons why I kind of smartened up and try to look up what Xenoblade even was. Yeah, Shulk, to me, another one of these just like, okay, I guess. I think, honestly, can I say... Yes, I can say that Shulk, to me, wasn't all that very exciting. I seen his gameplay, I seen the gimmick, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But overall, I really do feel like Shulk just wasn't one of these characters that was super duper exciting to me, since at the time Xenoblade wasn't really sold outside of Japan, so it's like another one of these like Fire Emblem cases where you kind of put Marth into Melee and then Fire Emblem turns into this giant freaking franchise for Nintendo. I think the same thing has happened with Xenoblade. So I think Xenoblade just started getting really popular thanks to his inclusion in Smash, and it's really cool. I like how Sakurai likes to look at all candidates and be like, okay, which characters would be cool for this game, and which characters could legitimately use the boost, the Smash Brothers boost, as you would say. And yeah, Shulk and Xenoblade, they definitely got a boost from being in Smash, so that's pretty cool. Here is where we're gonna put them, just in between Hero and Charizard. Up next we got Duck Hunt. I thought that even though I got spoiled about Duck Hunt being in the game, still think his trailer's pretty clever. And I think overall, just as a character choice, that really carries him for me, because, again, I always thought it'd be really cool to see Duck Hunt again after all these years, so I'm going to put him at the bottom of cool. Bowser Jr., he was a character that I wasn't really clamoring to be in Smash ever, so that's why he's in like the don't care category. And sure enough, he hasn't really changed the meta or anything either. He's just like the character you kind of forget is in this game, man, which is kind of sad. I do kind of like Bowser Jr., but also not really. He's just an annoying little kid. Next up is Roy. Roy, I definitely would it be fair to say I did not care about him? No. I think that he's just the very tippy bottom part of okay, though, because Roy being in the game after Lucina got into the game just because of fan request. I think it's cool and all that the Smash 4 DLC added back cut characters. Even then, though, I was looking for like new characters to be in the game instead of clones, or even just a character like Mewtwo down here, which I guess we'll talk about in a second, where I would like the cut characters that actually have more unique movesets. But with that being said, Roy got some new moves, so he was decloned a little bit, and that was fine and all. But personally, I've never been a fan of Roy or anything, so I didn't care too much. Now with Mewtwo, when he was revealed just kind of as like this thing where if you bought both Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS and had them on your like Nintendo account or whatever, you got to download Mewtwo for free, which is really cool. He's kind of used as like a promotional thing, and because of that, I think we should be putting Mewtwo. I would say he is, in terms of how much I wanted him, I think he's up here, man. Yeah, I think he's up there. Mewtwo is just cool, man. Like, there's literally, it just seemed like there's no reason for him to be cut in Brawl whatsoever. Lucario was similar to him, but it just wasn't the same. And then seeing that he wasn't in the roster for Smash 4 straight away as well was just kind of crazy. But him being the first DLC was perfect, and I think, yeah, back then I was pretty hyped for that. Next up, we've got Lucas. Again, he's better than Roy. He's better than Roy, but that's really all I have to say. Feel pretty much the same about these two. I'd rather have you know, new characters instead of the clones, the semi-clones, and all that good stuff. So I wasn't all that excited. Next up is Cloud. And yeah, Cloud is going all the way up, I think. Actually, no, he is going to go all the way up, but I'll put him behind Banjo and Kazooie here. Mainly because Cloud is just one of those characters. Again, I watched my brothers growing up playing Final Fantasy VII. So I know who Cloud was, and I knew that he could just be a really cool character. A lot of people said that it was impossible, and I wasn't in the know at the time. I'm just a kid. So, all you could do is hope. And sure enough, during Smash 4 DLC, he got in, and a lot of people said that was a big deal. For me, it was just so cool to see. Because again, to me, Cloud is another one of those gaming icons like Mega Man and Pac-Man, where it's like, man, if you could have Cloud and Sonic on the same screen, that's like the sickest thing in the entire world. And sure enough, to me, it's the sickest thing in the world. So even to this day, I still love playing as Cloud. So yeah, this placement here just gets you back on the screen. Here it is, right behind Banjo and Kazooie. Sure, let's go with that. Next up, Corrin. Oh my goodness. Going down there. I know I just said I wanted new characters from the Smash 4 lineup, but Corrin, man. Corrin is like... why? It's weird because you've already kinda promoted the new Fire Emblem, and you are doing it again now. But this time the game is only released in Japan, so nobody but people in Japan know who Corrin is. And it's so weird. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And Corrin was revealed right along with Bayonetta here. And, at the time I guess it could have been just seen as like this bonus character. But yeah, for me, never played Fire Emblem, never been a fan of Fire Emblem, and at this point I definitely, like the rest of the community, was feeling fatigue over the Fire Emblem characters. Like, I was starting to wonder too, like, man, there sure are a whole lot of these Fire Emblem guys in the game right now. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm opposed to having more characters in the game. It just felt like to me, even though Corrin has like the cool chainsaw sword, it didn't end up amounting to anything. His moveset, to me, it wasn't that unique. Now, with Bayonetta, I thought Bayonetta was cool, but I was also surprised that she won the fighter pull thing. Of course, we learned later that she kind of didn't really. But Bayonetta was cool. I'd put her right at the very bottom of cool. Never played a Bayonetta game in my life, but her moveset to me was much more interesting than whatever Corrin was doing, so yeah. Next up, here's a big one. The Super Smash Bros. Ultimate reveal trailer. Man. To me, this is going to be controversial. But, and definitely my most controversial opinion yet. But this goes straight to the top of S tier. Straight to the top. And my reasoning for that is that I, at the time, definitely 1,000,000,000% was not expecting Smash Ultimate to be a thing. I was under the impression that it was too soon. They wanted to put some games on the Switch so that, there'd be some more characters to add once, Sakurai was ready to do another game. Usually, it takes about, 5 to 7 years in between each Smash entry at this point. even though there was a lot of speculation that there's going to be a trailer in this direct for Smash, I was not expecting it myself. Again, we literally just got done with Smash 4, and I was saying maybe at the most they'll just, kind of pour over Smash 4, and I guess in a way they did that, but Smash 4 ended up being just like obsolete, and I really wasn't expecting them to be okay with that, but I guess I should have seen it coming because the Wii U wasn't all that successful of a console, and I knew that at the time. So yeah, overall though, when I first saw this trailer, I was freaking out because again, I genuinely was not expecting that to just be revealed so soon. I wasn't expecting this game to be revealed so shortly after Smash 4 just got done with its like DLC basically, and then this thing got announced. It's like, dude, that's insane. And really at the time, the only big games that are on the Switch were Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild. And we saw Breath of the Wild Link in the trailer, and that was really cool. So again, I'm telling you, this stage of Smash speculation was crazy. In between, the game being revealed and then it being revealed and then us trying to figure out, well, is this going to be a port or is it going to be a new game? And it was both. So yeah. Next up, we have got Daisy. Oh boy, Daisy is just all the way down there. Don't care for Daisy, and she ended up being a complete clone of Peach. And if you're gonna put Daisy in the game, she should be more than just a clone. I mean, why can't she float? That's Peach's thing. That's not Daisy's thing. Daisy can't float. I mean, why is she literally just Peach in Smash Ultimate? Why? Doesn't make any sense. It sucks. A character that didn't suck was Ridley, though. Ridley, cool as heck character reveal. For me, yeah, I would say this is about the place to put Ridley. Just because, again, Smash speculation at the time, going rampant about how Ridley was too big to be incorporated into Smash Brothers, and then Sakurai said, shut up. When he finally revealed Ridley for Smash Ultimate. So that was pretty sick. And, this was after doing the Everyone is Here reveal. Which, is that even here? Oh my gosh, is it not here? Oh, I made a big boo-boo by picking this freaking tier list then. Okay, look. Look. Here, let me switch screens. So, if this is up here, right? At the very tippy top. Everyone is here. I would say is probably in between the reveal trailer and the Brawl reveal trailer for me. Just because should I make it in between though? It would be at the top, right? It would be at the top. There's no way it couldn't be at the top. Just seeing all the amount of characters in the game straight off the bat, and knowing that no characters are deconfirmed now, that they're all coming back, none of them are getting cut. That was the coolest thing ever, probably. So yeah, I would say it's gonna be up top, but unfortunately, there's no thing for it. What the heck? That makes me sad. I swore I saw it when I was skimming through this, but I guess not. But that's where that would be. But yeah. After that, Ridley got revealed. Ridley, really cool character. More Metroid representation was needed. I didn't really play Metroid at the time, but I did it shortly after Ridley's reveal, and yeah, I know where everybody's coming from when they say that Metroid is like one of the best video game series of all time. I couldn't agree more with that statement. So yeah, next up we have Simon. I personally feel like Simon was just, again, another one of those video game icons that really should have been there. And, you know, Snake is owned by Konami, Simon's owned by Konami, so it was only fair for Simon to get into the game if they're, you know, happening to work with Konami again in order to get Snake into the game. But the thing about Simon, I don't know if any of you remember this, but Simon actually got leaked a day before his reveal trailer, I believe, because Vampire Killer, the song track, got posted early on the Smash Ultimate website, and yeah, that went pretty rampant. So I knew he was coming, and because I knew he was coming, that hurt things. Kind of like with Pac-Man, but Pac-Man's still at the top of cool. For me, just because of how much I wanted the character to be in a game, I would say that he's also going to be just like right on top of cool here, right in between Pac-Man and Ridley right here. So there you go. Next up, we've got Richter. I was surprised to see Richter. I didn't know who Richter was, but I was surprised to see that there's going to be 2 Castlevania reps. I just knew that, you know, Castlevania was a big deal and that it deserves some representation. Seeing Richter in there was interesting, though. I didn't know who he was. I was just like, okay, maybe if he offers something different, and kind of like Daisy, he didn't. But I guess he's the cooler one to most people. I play as Simon instead of Richter, like a Chad. So yeah. Next up, King K Rool. We already talked about King K Rool's trailer a bit when we were talking about Banjo Kazooie. I think overall, just both of those trailers are amazing. They just play with your emotions, and having that for King K Rool, one of the more highly requested characters for this game, for Ultimate, yeah, it was pretty much perfect. It was as perfect as it could possibly be, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I was more hyped for King K Rool to be in the game than Mega Man. I know, I'm crazy, but I knew who King K Rool was. I played Donkey Kong Country. I love Donkey Kong Country, and I was so glad to see some more Donkey Kong representation, and especially in the form of King K Rool. King K Rool is so great. Yeah. Next up, we have got Dark Samus down here. I think I'm just gonna make these next couple ones very quick. Thought Dark Samus was very cool. I was again very glad to see the representation there, but you know, not a new character, so that disappointed me. So I can't really put her above Shulk. Chrom, I didn't care. I thought he was actually more exciting than Corrin, though, funnily enough. Just because it was kind of played up in Robin's trailer that, you know, Chrom would have his day, but then he was part of Robin's Final Smash, but then they came back to it and actually added him to the game. Cool, but I didn't care all that much, I guess, at the same time, because again, now it's a Roy clone, so now we have 4 Mars in the game. No, it's just 4. It's 4. I'm like, or is it 5? I'm like, no, it's 4. 4 Mars. It's like, you know, at this point, just give it to somebody else, please. And then there's Ken, and Ken, out of all the Echo Fighters, was the coolest one. I think, in terms of hype, I'm gonna go ahead just put it here, right in between Greninja and Joker, because Ken, I knew who Ken was, figured he would be in the game, not a surprise that he was in the game, and still cool though, because Ken, we all knew he was definitely going to be different than Ryu. He was going to have the care put into him. So, yeah. Next up on this list of characters here is Incineroar. And Incineroar, I really personally wanted him in the game. Like, probably in this range was how excited I was. And you know what? Yeah, we're going to go ahead. We are going to be a crazy person, and we're going to put him at the bottom of hype just because I personally wanted him that bad. I just want a wrestler character in general. I like wrestling. I'm a nerd like that. So I wanted a wrestler in the game. I got a wrestler in the game. And therefore I am happy. And still though, the big thing about this, other than just me really wanting him to be in the game, was that Incineroar was not in the Grinch leak. Again, I don't know if you guys remember this Grinch leak crap, but it had a bunch of other characters in there. A lot of people thought it was real. I was pretty on the fence about it, but I was like, I really wouldn't be surprised if it was real. And it ended up not being real, and I was like, oh, cool. The thing that did it for me was when Incineroar was revealed, it's like, okay, so Grinch Leak is not real. That means that none of these characters are going to be in the game that were in the Grinch Leak anyway. And in a way, it was like, it was disappointing, but it was also just like a sigh of relief, I guess, too, because it was just good to know that it was all over, I guess. So yeah, I don't think I really have anything more to say about it. Let's move straight into Isabel. Isabel, her trailer was interesting. They really try to make it look like it was from Animal Crossing game, but then, you know, swerve, she's in Smash. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for her. I don't have anything else to say there. Piranha Plant, I could make I could make another tier entirely just for Piranha Plant, because Piranha Plant, I wasn't like going holy, you know, no, and I wasn't like, oh my god, yes, that's so cool. I wasn't feeling indifferent about it either, or neutral about it. I was just completely confused. As I was watching what was happening on my screen, like, you just, like, why is Piranha Plant here? After this theme of kind of just like, everyone is here, and then getting all of these super highly requested characters into the game, leading up to this Piranha Plant? That was extremely weird, but he was revealed to be the first DLC character, which confirmed that DLC was going to be a thing in the first place. That's cool. That's cool. I'm going to put Piranha Plant, you know, there's a similar shock seeing a Wii Fit Trainer as compared to Piranha Plant, but Piranha Plant definitely had a bigger reaction out of me. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in between Ridley and Wii Fit Trainer. I think that's a good spot for him. Terry, oh man. Terry is going here. And I hate to do that, because Terry, I think, actually one of the coolest characters in Smash Bros. Ultimate. But Terry, I didn't know who Terry was. I kind of knew, but not really at the same time. Didn't know like the historical significance of SNK games, and him being in Smash definitely brought me that appreciation for SNK and for King of Fighters and its impact, and its legacy. And that being said, though, again, this is a tier list of just how I felt within the moment of all these trailers happening and seeing them for the first time. And at the time, I was just like, okay. I'm just gonna wait for the big guns. And oh my gosh. Another thing I'm realizing, this tier list does not have Fire Pass Season 2 You gotta be kidding me. I swear, man, I swear. We'll get it, don't worry. We'll get it, but I guess no, Terry was a part of Season 2, but oh, here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. You can do it. Okay, we're fine. Anyway, yeah, this is definitely missing characters, which makes me sad now. We'll get them in there, don't worry, even if I have to cut and, oh my gosh. There it goes. Okay, well, hey, you know what? Since we're talking about it, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna go ahead and find a new list with all the good stuff in it. Alright guys, we're back, and I found another tier list, and it has more stuff on it, of course. Some stuff that we aren't even gonna try and use here, but I have tried my best to rearrange everything to about where it was before, but yeah, if things aren't showing up the way they were before, I'm sorry, but I would say this is, you know, about where everything is for me. We'll go over it again when we're done here. But yeah, I know some things have changed in this. I already did so much stuff and then it just had to crash. But yeah, we're just gonna get straight into it. Next up, Lucina. I didn't care for her too much, but I'll put her at the top just because she, in her kind of trailer, I guess, she like pseudo confirmed Captain Falcon, which was awesome. That's like the best part of her interactions within the trailer. And you know, I guess having Lucina there but not Roy, it was whatever, you know. Having the sword just not have a tipper kind of made sense, but again, who cares? Who cares, right? I didn't care. Ryu, he got leaked beforehand. So again, a lot of the hype that could have been there wasn't really there. I can't morally put him above Isabel, so I guess that's about where I'm gonna put him. Yeah, I think that's fair. I knew what Street Fighter was, never played Street Fighter. Thought that Ryu was just, you know, pretty okay addition. But at the time anyway. But you know, he ended up being a lot more fun than I thought he was gonna be. So yeah. Then Villagers reveal, which I'm gonna go ahead and make that Smash 4's reveal in general. Smash 4's reveal in general. Seeing how much different it was compared to Smash Brothers Brawl, with like, there's some new animations there, but the main thing was just how much more colorful it was. It is much more representative of Nintendo. So I would say seeing the boxing ring too is very cool before Little Mac was revealed. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Villager gets right about here. I think that's good, and that's just the Smash 4 reveal trailer in the first place. Actually, I don't know, since it's just the whole reveal trailer, man, I feel like it has to go above here. Yeah, that makes sense for the whole trailer, because there was some cool stuff in that trailer. Like, it gave us our first glimpse into Smash Run, and that was really cool. Yeah, and just in general, having a Smash Brothers game finally pop up like 7 years after Brawl, that was great, and I was waiting for it for a very, very long time, so I would say this is about where this should be. Next up, we're getting into one of the best trailers, which for some reason is the Mii's in Smash 4. Their reveal trailer was nuts. Man, just for the quality of it alone, I gotta put it at the bottom of holy crap, Lois. Just because they did not have to go this hard just to reveal Mii's, but then you have Iwata and Reggie doing like this IRL anime fight. This trailer is Like, I would just say out of all the ones that I think are just like the best in general trailers, just in concept, this is the best one in concept to me. Like, this is just insane. Nintendo during this time was insane when Iwata was still president and Reggie was still president of America. They're still doing skits and like every Nintendo Direct. I miss that crap, man. And this was like the peak of that. This was insane, dude. It was literally insane. Next up, Byleth. If you've been listening to me, you know that it's right about there. I did not care. I did not care for Byleth. I cared more for Roy. I thought, again, just it was a novel concept at that time that characters that were cut could be added in again as long as they're demanded. That was cool, right? It was cool. Byleth was not cool. Byleth was like, oh boy, oh no, that was a perfect spot to cut right there. That's hilarious. Anyway, Byleth to me, man, we're gonna run this back because I've barely been showing gameplay, but Byleth, to me, just another one of these things where it's like, you already have every Fire Emblem character ever in this game. You're making Byleth the last character in the Fighter Pass. Everybody was, expecting it not to be a first-party character. Everybody was, the trend so far was that they were all third parties. So everybody was hoping to get like a really crazy third party reveal that everybody wanted, maybe like Crash or something. And it just ended up being Byleth, and his trailer was actually like awful. Usually I don't bring up the quality of the trailers. Most of them are good. This one sucked. His trailer sucked and didn't make me excited for him whatsoever. Again, just being another Fire Emblem character. I don't want to sound like I'm one of those guys. I'm always happy with like getting new characters in my game. It's not really that big of a deal, but at the same time, when you compare Byleth to everybody above him, like, I don't know, just to me, he was not exciting at all. Like, everybody else above him feels like a bigger deal to be in the game in some way, shape, or form. That's just me, though. Three Houses was a big game. It was just a very bad spot within the Fighter's Pass for Byleth. Like, at the time, I could not care less about him being the last character. That was just, like, super duper disappointing. Min Min is up next. Min Min is cool character. I like ARMS. I think the concept of ARMS is good. I never actually played ARMS. I was glad that an ARMS character got in. Overall, I would say top of okay. Cause she's gotta be in cool. She's a cool character, man. Let's put her. Yeah, we're gonna put her right in between Wii Fit Trainer and Rosalina and Luma. I think that's pretty fair. Next up is Steve. Steve, certainly kind of like Piranha Plant, gave me a lot of roller coasters of emotion. So I would say he wasn't as crazy as Piranha Plant for me, though. That's the thing. Yeah, I'd say right about here is right. While I'm at it, there's no way Bayonetta's in the right spot here. Bayonetta should probably be here. That makes sense to me. Yeah, anyway. Steve is crazy, though. Steve, being in this game, just one of those things where it's like, yeah, it makes sense. Minecraft is the best-selling video game in the world ever. And Steve not being in this game in a celebration of video games, very weird. It would be very weird. But it would be very weird for him to appear in the game. I mean, he's still weird. Like, he is Steve. He's like Steve ported right from Minecraft. he looks completely different than everybody else, but he's just one of these like oddball characters that you can't help but love. He's great. He's great, and he adds so much to the game too. He's such a unique character. I like him a lot overall. Next up here, holy macaroni. We've got freaking Sephiroth. My boy, Sephiroth here. I already talked about earlier how important Final Fantasy was to my childhood, but right when the pandemic hit, Sephiroth and Final Fantasy VII in general and Cloud, they became a little more special to me because Final Fantasy VII Remake was the game I chose to play right after the pandemic started happening. And it helped me cope with it a lot. And I genuinely, this was like one of my biggest surprises for any Smash game ever. So yeah, he's going top tier, number one for me. Just because, here's the reason why. Some people say that they saw it coming, and good for you, but I didn't, because Cloud got the bare minimum representation in 2 Smash games. You got 2 soundtracks. You got 2 songs in Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate. And it really just felt like, like this was never going to happen. Like, I totally could have seen another Square Enix character coming. Of course, Square Enix basically has just like the best characters available to be in a Smash game. But to say that I was expecting Sephiroth out of all the candidates, yeah, no. Again, just seemed like some kind of like licensing hell to get Final Fantasy VII representation in the first place. Like, actually see Sephiroth getting into the game, and not only that, but just One-Winged Angel from freaking what is it? From Advent Children. A movie. There was movie representation in Smash Brothers, which has never really happened before. That's insane, man. Like, I don't know what else to say, but that's insane. Sephiroth was an insane reveal for me. And I think out of all the trailers I've ever watched, Sephiroth was the one that I just like had the biggest reaction to. Yeah. So again, just in case if you want to see it, Sephiroth, he's getting number 1 spot on this list. Spoiler alert, nobody's going above him. But to go to the next pick here, we have got Pyra in Mithra. I would say I was certainly happy for my friend because he loves Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Still never played a Xenoblade game at this point, but I was surprised to just see that it was just Pyra Mithra. You would think Rex would be in there somewhere. But yeah, I just said, oh, that's cool. I like them. I like Xenoblade is cool. I'm always up for like RPG characters being in Smash Bros. Games just because they are just made to have interesting movesets in fighting games. So, yeah. Speaking of fighting games, Kazuya's up next. Kazuya, I definitely had to put him above Ryu at the very least, but I wasn't super duper hyped for him. Honestly, yeah, this is the right spot for Kazuya. I thought his trailer was very funny, but again, not a regular fighting game player. I've not played Tekken or Street Fighter or King of Fighters still, and especially at the time, I was just thinking like, oh, Tekken character, that makes a lot of sense. It's about time that, Bandai Namco adds another one of their characters into this game, type of thing. Kazuya ended up being a really cool character though. Just wasn't super duper hyped for him. It's sad that I'm more hyped for Um, Dark Samus and a lot of these characters. I thought Dark Samus being in this game was sick, but again, not a lot of changes, if any, from Samus, just in terms of gameplay. Visually, Dark Samus is just cool, and I was glad for more Metroid to be in the game. It's long overdue. Up next, and it looks like the final one here, is Sora. Ooh, Nelly Belly with jelly. I mentioned earlier how Sora is one of these characters that I really didn't think was actually going to ever appear in Smash Brothers ever. But they were just a hope of mine, but I just didn't see it happening because Mickey Mouse mainly, you know. Sora, definitely top tier, man. I actually have a video of myself reacting to Sora. The video quality is awful, but you can still hear me, and that's all that matters. And I was saying a bunch of swears at Mr. Sakurai for him including Sora into the game. Yeah, to me, I would say he's honestly right about here. Right in between Banjo Kazooie and Cloud for me. It was just a really feel good moment. I'm glad that Sora is basically like the complete opposite of what Byleth was for like a final character in a character pass in a DLC pass. So yeah, lots of Square Enix characters here in the top tier. Again, they have the best characters, so you can't argue with that, man. That's just how it is. But here we go. I'll go through the tier list here. I'll make sure that all my choices are correct. Daisy, least exciting, yes. Corrin, not as exciting as most other characters, yes. Chrom, yes. Bowser Jr., yes. Lucina, yeah. Byleth, yeah. Roy, Lucas, Richter, Isabel, Terry, Shulk, Ryu, Hero, Kazuya, Dark Samus, Joker, Greninja. I would say I was probably a little more excited for Joker than Greninja. Ken being after Joker seems fair. Robin being after Ken seems fair. Pyra being the bottom of cool seems fair. Duck Hunt, Rosalina and Luma. Bayonetta Min Min. Wii Fit, Steve, Piranha Plant, Ridley. That looks good. Yeah, I would say everything here for me is looking good. But you can let me know how stupid I am in the comments below, of course. And yeah, my goodness, this is gonna be a long video. I rambled too much. So if you've stayed for this long, thank you. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. I'm not going to keep any more of your time. See you guys on the next video, which should be a platform fighter showcase. Bye.